we are live. So
Okay.
even though it says we're setting up the meeting for Facebook Live, so I'm going to go ahead and start it and then turn it over to you, Lisa, if that's okay.
Yes.
All right, awesome. So everyone, welcome to, I don't know, this is like the 10th or 11th edition of Leverage and Learn with Coaches Lee and Lisa. And we are super excited to be bringing to you every week a business owner, a proven successful business owner and or influencer who is going to share their insight and tell us how they have managed during COVID and some other things that we're going to be sharing today. So my name is Lee Gray and I'm with Action Coach Business Coaching, and I'm located in the Wichita, Kansas office. And we have been here for starting 6 years. Very excited to be a part of the global community of Action Coach Business Coaching. And I've met my wonderful friend Lisa, who's out in California. And we work with clients to help them take control of their business and their lives. That's what we love to do. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Lisa. And I know at the end, we'll switch back and we can tell everyone how to contact our guest, Virginia Hart, as well as myself and you. So have at it, my wingman, Lisa.
Thank you, Lee. How fun. It's a pleasure to be here today. I am Lisa Raggio with One True North Leadership and Business Coaching Solutions. We're based in Valencia, California. Hop, skip, and a jump from Magic Mountain. That's how people know where we live. We're about 30 miles north of Los Angeles. And we focus on helping business owners and organizational leaders find and live their one true north. And we deliver our business coaching through Action Coach. I'm proud to be a part of the global Action Coach family and very proud that we were honored with the Rookie of the Year Award for North America and a nominee at the recent Global Action Coach Conference. So I am so excited today, Lee, to have Virginia Hart speak to us. And we've learned a lot from Virginia in her journey and observing the work that she's done with her team. It's inspiring, and we wanted to share that story with you. And I know that our viewers will walk away with some great nuggets of wisdom. Lee and I always promise to have authentic and real conversations with business owners. That's really important, especially at this time, as we are in the midst of multiple crises ongoing, and what we can do to find our own North Star and be an anchor and move towards that. So let me read Virginia Hart's bio, and then we're going to get some info from Virginia. Virginia Hart has been an insurance broker for the past 25 years, the last 17 years specializing in insurance for all aspects of assisted reproduction. She is the founder and CEO of Art Risk Financial and Insurance Solutions. She remains current on insurance issues pertinent to the field and works with her clients to find the best solution, whether it be through commercial insurance, specialty products, or financial case management. She is licensed in all 50 states. This allows her to work with clients regardless of location in the US as well as internationally. With her extensive breadth of knowledge and expertise in the assisted reproductive technology insurance industry, Virginia is often requested as a guest lecturer at numerous conferences and has published an article in the ABA section of Family Law, Family Advocate magazine. Focusing on offering clients the knowledge to help them better understand their liability exposures and the best available financial risk management solutions is always one of Ms. Hart's highest priorities. So with that, Virginia, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fun to be here.
We're glad that you're here. So first, let's start from the very beginning. Tell us about how long you've been in business, where, when, and we always love the why. You know us.
It's all about the why. So I've been in business. I've been an insurance broker since 1993, I think. So I started when I was 5. So that's the first thing that we have to clarify. And I actually came out of corporate America. So I worked in the hospitality industry. I worked for Heavenly Valley Ski Resort as their director of human resources. I worked for Sheraton Hotels. I worked for Robert Mondavi Winery. So as I said, I couldn't afford to travel. So I just worked for amazing companies that I could enjoy. Decided that corporate America truly was not for me. I tend to be pretty vocal about my opinions, and sometimes in the corporate world, that's just not what they like. So I was actually given an opportunity to try and be an insurance person, and I thought, I don't have white patent leather shoes and a broad belt, and your image that you have of insurance people. And I don't sell. I just, the thought of selling just, it's just not me. So I was like, how do I do this? So I used to call it dialing for dollars. So truly, I got all of my initial clients by cold calling. Since my background is human resources, I focused on group employee benefit programs because that's what I knew. So I would call into companies, talk to the HR people, could talk their lingo. It worked out very well. So it was more of an educational process really than I have a great thing for you. And then one of my clients, I kind of shifted. I was doing all large groups. So that's anything over 100 employees. And I somewhat shifted that for two reasons. I got married and started having babies again. So later in life kids. And also, you could work 3 or 4 months on a presentation and the CEO could be out golfing with his buddy and there goes your presentation to them and you lose the business. So I really started concentrating more on smaller groups. So anything below 50 lives, because they truly needed the help and you became almost a very trusted partner, which I really enjoyed. One of my small group clients was a surrogate agency. And they asked me if I could get insurance for their surrogates who would be carrying babies for other people. And I thought, I have no idea. That's a great question. And from answering that question, it's grown to where it is today.
Wow.
So that's the story. My why, we were actually talking about this last week with my chief operating officer. My why is really, it's probably evolved over time. And I think really my driving why right now is I just want people to have families. I want people to be able to have babies. I want, there's so many reasons why infertility happens. And there's so many non-traditional families that the only way they will ever achieve familyhood with their own biology. I know people can adopt and you can foster, and I think that's an amazing journey to parenthood as well. And we can support, I mean, we have ways that we can support that as well. But if somebody wants to have their own child in their own biology, I love to see that happen. I love it when we get baby pictures. I love, you have people, I mean, we've cried on the phone with clients who have had cancer and can't have their own children for a variety of health reasons, or they've had the stillborn babies, and it's just so much heart. You just have to, you feel, and you say, well, what can we do to help you? And so our goal really is to help our clients achieve their goal of parenthood in a safe manner that doesn't break their bank, so they can do it in a financially prudent way. So that's what we do. So my why is to help people have babies, really.
Yeah. Well, and the family, you would emphasize that. You talked a little bit about it now, but if we asked you who is your target market or what is your ideal client, what would that look like?
So we work a lot with, in every gestational carrier contract, there is an attorney involved. So we get a lot of referrals from attorneys. We also get, there are agencies, surrogate agencies and egg donor agencies and clinics, the IVF clinics. So they actually refer a lot of people to us. So our ideal client really is anyone who's trying to build a family with an alternative family building method is really our ideal client. We love working with the agencies. Because it's an easy referral. That agency refers other clients to us. So that's nice. We work a lot with independents. You don't need to be going through an agency. So yeah, anybody who's trying to build a family is our target market.
Great. Let's look back to March and when the pandemic hit. What are some things that you have done in your business? We can call it pivot, we can call it transition, but what are some of the things that you've done that you think have been value added in response to COVID and the pandemic?
Yeah, so business tanked big time. A couple of reasons why. One reason I think definitely was that nobody could do an IVF procedure because all the clinics shut down. For, it was non-essential. You don't need to have an egg an egg retrieval or an embryo implantation during COVID. Number two, nobody was traveling. So a lot of the clinics are not near where the gestational carriers live, or you have a parent who lives in Germany who can't get to the US for a variety of reasons. So everything really shut down. So we just saw business go whoo for really 2.5 months. So we sent our staff home. Their last day in the office was, I think it was Tuesday, I think it was St. Patrick's Day. We sent them home. We had them come in, grab their computers, one by one, because we didn't want to create infections. And then it became a challenge. How do you connect with 25 people who basically don't have a lot of work to do, keep them quasi-connected and productive? And we just kind of made a decision that everybody gets a lot of grace because all their kids were home. People were having to figure out how to deal with homeschooling and, all these things. And so we just said, okay, first thing that we wanted to do is to keep them whole. So we did everything humanly possible to not cut hours. We did not get the first round of PPP money, and I could go into that whole fiasco. We did get the second round. So we had 1 week where everybody was shorted 1 day. And that's all that happened. So they lost 1 day's worth of wage. We made a decision not to lay anybody off, but to spread the wealth. And because we knew that when we emerged out of this, we needed trained staff. So we didn't want them going anywhere. So that was the first decision that was made. Then we started doing, probably honestly in April, we were maybe it was even May, slow on the uptake. We started doing morning Zoomies. Might only be 5 minutes. It might be 10 minutes. It might be 2 minutes. It might be half the time we don't talk about business. But it is a good way that we can connect with them every morning, see their faces, laugh about how our roots are showing and our hair is getting grayer and, whatever it may be. And, one day we did a test like who brushed their teeth this morning. I mean, just silly things just to kind of connect. And we also implemented Slack, which is an online messaging system, so that we're connected that way. And then we decided that my COO and I decided that we were just this was the time to reorganize. We had there's a great article out that says, once you hit 25 employees, everything goes to hell. And I have to really agree with that. And I've talked to other business owners who have also said, oh my gosh, yeah, because you're at that pivot point where you're no longer able to oversee every employee and train every employee and embrace them in the way that you want to. Mm-hmm. So we knew that if we were going to continue to grow and scale, which certainly is our goal, that we had to do some things differently. So that's really honestly one reason why we started seeking out Lisa and Paul and Action Coach was we knew we had to do something different. So during this time, we have solidified our vision, we have solidified our mission, we have written our points of culture, and we did this all collaboratively with the staff. It was voluntary, so if you wanted to be on the committee, you could be. Everybody actually did have to we gave them 25 words, and everyone had to define 5 of them for me, pick their 5. Then we took the top ones, then we took definitions and we reworked definitions. It was actually a really fun process, honestly. And I would say that there is part of every staff member in at least one of the points, everybody is represented in some way, which was kind of fun. And I'm probably the only person that knows that because I'm the only one that saw all the definitions. But that was kind of a cool thing. So then we've completed that. We are working on, we've got the organizational chart done. We've got the reorg done. We've got key positions notified. Now we're working on the best way to roll it out. And so that's hopefully going to be done this week or early next week. And we've just really kind of taken the time, I would say, to dig deep and decide where we're going to go. There wasn't a lot of pivoting that we could do in the marketplace. So we kind of decided to look internally and use the time wisely.
Virginia, so had you not had this COVID opportunity, now you're really ready for growth, right? You've got your organizational chart in place. You've got all these foundational things. It is because you have those things done and behind you, and now do you feel like you're ready to move even quicker than you thought you would to that next level?
I think we are. I think we've got, I would say yes. And I think that had COVID not happened, we would have still done it. I just don't know if it would have happened as rapidly. If we were trying to get this done while we were working 10-hour days, I don't know how fast it would have happened. I think because of COVID, we gained a great opportunity to really concentrate on what needed to be done. I mean, we've spent a lot of time on new marketing documents and how do we want to portray ourselves. So I feel that we are definitely poised to do the next big growth. Yeah.
That's great. Well, it sounds like you were able to apply that intensity, that when you can apply intensity to anything, you can then double down and, quadruple or whatever the results are. And I love that COVID gave those who took the opportunity, that intensity shove that we needed, many of us,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we also used it, like we did a whole 8-week marketing series, a whole 8-week webinar series where we took 8 different topics, 1 topic a week. It was actually, they were no longer than an hour. We did one for agencies, intended parents, attorneys, and then we did another one, actually agencies for the professionals, and then we did one for the intended parents. And we had for the agency attorney one, we probably had 100 people a week on it. And for the intended parents, we were averaging about 40 to 45. So it was a really good series. It ended every week. It ended with a cocktail recipe or a mocktail, So just a little bit of fun, It was actually Sarah, the chief operating officer, put it together and just did a bang up job with it. And it was so again, we use that time to reach out and say, we're still here and let's gain knowledge while we have the chance. So yeah.
Well, and I hope, Virginia, too, that you look back at this video and it's an opportunity for you to celebrate the wins along the way. Because I'm just taking note as a reminder, when you talk about that you gave everybody a lot of grace in regards to what was going on with them working from home, and that, let's just think about this. How many business owners can say during this pandemic, there was 1 week where there was 1 day shorted in their pay in her team of 25? That's exceptional. So right there, there's a lot to learn from what you've done. You looked at ways in which you're communicating and your online messaging was different in regards to Slack. You incorporated best practices, as Lee and I know, and Paul too, and other action coaches, with having daily meetings. You looked at what you could do as an opportunity to educate, which is what we say. It's no longer, you got to look at how you can be educating by the webinar series, some exceptional things. And then to focus your time on what we call commitment statements, and the commitment that you make internally with each other in regards to your vision, mission, your vision being an anchor for you and going forward, and how you can continue to look aspirationally and where you're going, being clear on where you're headed, your mission, collectively figuring out how we're going to get there, the points of culture, the values, and how Virginia decided to go about it. It's one thing that you did it. It's another thing in how you did it. And so you took and you decided to take a very collaborative approach with your team and get their buy-in. That slows things down a little bit, right? But it makes it better for the long-term impact and sustainability, because you have a work family. What we've observed too with Virginia is that there's a work family there that they honor. And if that's a work family, okay, what can we do to collaboratively work together at this time and make good at this time?
Yeah, we definitely are a family. We stick together, we laugh together, we cry together, and I think when you start small and you grow, that's one thing that we never want to lose. And it's very, very, very important to our culture. And so one of the things that, one of our points of culture is family, is that we are a family and we help families. Another point of culture, which is a point of contention, is love. One of our points of culture is love. We love what we do. We have all these, which is, you can argue, but again, I don't like corporate America. So you have to understand that it's not my focus. And so you could argue that our points of culture are not very corporate, but they're not, but then we're not. So
right.
You have to make it work. And they're also, as I said, they're not, we did not carve them on stone and take them out to the desert and say, here they are. There also can be a moving thing, as you know, it could be as we evolve that maybe family isn't some, that would better stay there, but it could be that we evolve them as well. So it's that's the other thing you have to remember, is that none of this is static. This is a corporate, or a company is a living, breathing organism, and it's got to be able to grow and evolve, and it cannot be stagnant. So and that's something that I truly believe in, is that, and part of this whole process that we're going through is because we don't want to be stagnant. We want to grow and evolve and take it to the next step and bring everyone with us. We don't want to lose anyone in the process.
So what my takeaway was, if you educate people, you don't have to sell them. And you didn't say those exact words, but you said it's education, and I put it in parentheses, not sales. And Brad Sugars, the founder of Action Coach, says that all the time. An educated client buys from you because you educate them, not because you've sold them on something that they regret later. So I don't know why that really stuck to me, because I've heard it 1,000 times. So thank you, Virginia, for saying it from your perspective, because it resonated really well with me. And I love that you call it Zoomy meetings. Because Zoomy, I thought that was great. Zoom probably loves that. And then you integrated a tool. I think Lisa brought this up too, implemented another way for people to communicate, that Slack tool. That's probably something that I have a couple of clients who could benefit from that. So I may make that recommendation too. I have a question about your education. Are you going to continue with that? Because I'm wondering if you reached people through your education webinars that you may not have reached otherwise.
Absolutely. So we are going to start a new series probably in about a month, because we're going into what we call our open enrollment, which is our busy season. So we do at least 5 webinars during that time period, so that we keep everybody informed as to what's going on, what's changing, what's new, what's different, as well as the staff. The staff, we've actually done some product training on, because we have some new products that we're introducing. So we have been doing staff training as well. I actually am doing 2 educational seminars, one for the American Bar Association and one for an ethics association. I also speak at Men Having Babies, so I'll be doing that in October. So we do, yes. So in answer to your question, education will never stop. That's really who we are. It's one of our, as we say that we educate and to empower. So we educate to empower our clients to make the best decisions that they can make for themselves.
I have one last question, Virginia, before we sign up and come up to our half hour. If business coaching has helped you and your business, and if so, what's one way in which it's helped you?
Well, let me count the ways. It absolutely has helped, because I think in a couple of, I can't just say one, because number one, I don't think we ever would have gotten the points of culture done in the manner that they were done, which I just support 110% without the business coaching. I don't think we would have solidified some of the goals that we have without the coaching. I know that we never would have done, God bless Sarah, because it's certainly not me, would have done our 90-day plan. My chief operating officer is my yang to my yang. We don't always get along because of this, but she's very methodical, step by step, steady, wants a plan. I am very, let's just, get it done. And we clash periodically because of that. But if I follow her plan, it's all much better. So we never would have had that. And I don't think we ever would have had the vision, even though or the path. I guess we wouldn't have had the path. I think we always had the vision that we wanted to grow. we just were stuck. And so probably the biggest thing that business coaching has done through all of the other little things is get us unstuck so that we could then continue on the path that we were on. So
thank you so much. Yeah, I tell them this all the time. It's been a pleasure to be a witness to what it is that they are doing, the right choices that they're making. We know the hard work involved, but we're seeing the payoff too. And we don't take it for granted. We're so grateful to be a witness to that kind of growth. And so great company, great people, great leadership. So thank you. So Virginia, how can people find out more about your company or reach you if they had questions? What's the best way for people to find you?
Sure. So we're on the World Wide Web. So it's www.artrisksolutions.com. Or they can also call into the office, which is 661-257-6242. That's probably the best way.
Excellent.
They can also email me. It's Virginia@artrisksolutions.com. Oh, actually, it's not. I lied. That works, but that's not the one I use. It's actually Virginia at. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's great.
Flaky today. Virginia at yourinsuranceresource.com. That one is they both work, but you know.
Yeah, that's the one I used to do some research on you, and I found you through that. So
yeah.
Just know, Virginia, that little thing you said will be in the universe forever.
Yeah. She doesn't even know her email. Actually, they both do work. One of them points to the other, so it's a technology thing, you know.
Yes.
Did you enjoy your interview today?
I did. It was great. It was painless. Thank you.
So fast, and I've got a page of notes again. And so what I feel like is whenever we bring on a client, we leverage our client information, and that goes to our community. And I'm just loving what's happening with this. So you were great.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Lee, what about you? How can people find out more about you and get a hold of you?
I'm so glad you asked. So they can find me at Lee Gray, Gray, at actioncoach.com. You can Google me and all of that stuff as well. Also, our website is kansasbizcoach, bizcoach.com. I do want to tell you something I'm really excited about. Every Thursday morning, in fact, we did it today, 7 a.m. Central Time, which is 5 a.m. California time. We are doing a action forward with what we're calling it. It's 30 minutes where people come together and we go into breakout rooms of pairs, and people share best practices and give advice back and forth. And it is going amazingly. We're not charging anything for it. People are giving it a 10 out of 10. And my goal is to have 99 people on the call by the end of the year. And I bet you it's going to happen. So this later today, there'll be an Eventbrite out there that people can go on and register. You do have to register because we kind of have to make sure there's not any, Zoom bombers on that join us. But it's been fun. So I'd love for you to join us if you would like to for that. If you're a business owner or an influencer in business, we want to have you there because we want to share and you get some ideas and nuggets from others too. So that's what I'd like to say, Lisa.
Excellent. And you can find out more about One True North at onetruenorthcoach.com. We have a resource page there, COVID-19, with some really good insights and articles and diagrams that would be helpful for our business owners right now and organizational leaders as well. And we have every Tuesday at 4 p.m., we offer a complimentary virtual meetup in which we talk about 8 different things over that 8 weeks. And we invite business owners to be on that call and share with each other. It's complimentary. And then we do this every Thursday, the Business Spotlight, where we will keep on interviewing and talking to business owners and influencers about their golden nuggets in which they can share. So you can reach me at Lisa Raggio at actioncoach.com. That's LISARAGGIO at actioncoach.com, or go to our website and our phone number is on there. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. And Virginia, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be with you. And I actually learned some new things also. I didn't know that you had been Heavenly Valley in the past. I love Heavenly Valley. So
Next week, our guest is going to be Chad Glenn, who's located in Wichita, Kansas, and he's with 310 Architecture, and he is doing some things in his industry that are completely brand new. So people are going to want to join us to learn what he's doing to leverage his business and to grow exponentially. Very exciting stuff going on. Same time next week, 11 o'clock California time, 9. I said that backwards, didn't I? 9 o'clock California time, 11 o'clock Kansas time. So we'll see you there. So over and out, everybody, from Lee and Lisa, Business Spotlight. See you in a week.